All right, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you aboard the Steve Malzberg Show. We are live from our New York City studios, the Wednesday edition, and we have so much to get to. Roger Stone joins us momentarily. He'll be with us for 2 segments. He'll take your phone calls at 877 Newsmax. But there is so much going on. First of all, the media is obsessed, just obsessed. Did the Orlando shooter shoot up the gay club because he didn't like gays, or because he's a radical Islamic? And I will ask, just say one word to that. Duh. Radical Islamics don't like gays. Look to the countries that have given Hillary and the Clinton Foundation millions of dollars. Look what they do to gays. Look what what ISIS does to gays. I mean, this is what they're taking up their time trying to decide. It's so important to them to come up with an answer, but it's just it's beyond the realm of comprehension. But we have a lot more to get to. There's been a filibuster on the floor of the Senate. The Democrats want gun legislation. Very, very interesting. We'll get to that in a second. But Donald Trump spoke today in North Carolina. Here's some of what he had to say.
And I watched President Obama today, and he was more angry at me than he was at the shooter. And many people said that.
And that's absolutely true. He had a meeting yesterday, as we played some of the bites yesterday from Obama, with his security team, and he comes out. You think he's going to tell us, as Larry Kudlow said he was expecting to hear, how we're going to beat ISIS? No, he knocks Donald Trump. But here's a guy who says you can't say anything about Muslims, you can't insult Muslims, you can't say anything about their religion, you can't say radical Islam. But here, of course, let me remind you, go back to February 5th of 2015, the National Prayer Breakfast. Here's what Obama said.
Lest we get on our high horse and think this is unique to some other place, remember that during the Crusades and the Inquisition, people committed terrible deeds in the name of Christ.
He has no problem bashing Christianity. He's a good Christian, you know. And he did it again a month or 2 later at the Easter.
On Easter, I do reflect on the fact that as a Christian, I am supposed to love. And I have to say that sometimes when I listen to less than loving expressions by Christians, I get concerned. But that's a topic for another day.
Oh, he's so smug. He's so brilliant, isn't he? He's so cute. He gets concerned when he hears less than loving remarks from Christians. But when he sees people shot to death and their heads chopped off by radical Islamists, is he concerned about that? 5 rabbis hacked to death in a Jerusalem synagogue. He sat there in the Oval Office. He kind of said, yeah, but those Christians, they're in trouble. Troublemakers, those lousy Christians. This guy is a piece of work, and that's why Donald Trump is so right. There's something about him. He just doesn't have the same value system that most Americans have. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Now, I want to get to this tweet Donald Trump put out. The call is to ban people on the terrorist watch list from being able to buy a weapon. Here's what Donald Trump tweeted out today. And he said, I will be meeting with the NRA, who has endorsed me, about not allowing people on the terrorist watch list or the no-fly list to buy guns. Now, I hope he listens to Ben Sasse. Ben Sasse, by the way, and this isn't to knock Donald Trump. We all talk about the terrorist watch list. There is no real terrorist watch list. So he said there's a terrorist screening database and lists that emanate from that database, but he doesn't think there's any such thing as a terrorist watch list. Now, there is a no-fly list, ladies and gentlemen, but I have a friend who's on the no-fly list. People are mistakenly put on these lists, and they can't get a gun. So the John Cornyn proposal in the Senate will allow the Attorney General to delay a suspected terrorist from getting a gun for up to 72 hours, but then the Department of Justice has to go to court to get a judge to approve blocking the sale of that gun. So they're going to have some hard evidence, not just put your name on a list because they feel like